guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Ingrid and today I'm finally filming my favorite art supplies video. I'm sorry this took so long to get out, but I did finally gather all the supplies I wanted to use and I wanted to make sure I had them all perfect and ready to go for the videos. So I'm so excited to do it now. And if you didn't know, I do have two other art accounts on Instagram. The first one is Dioka Art, which I'll put up here, and that is where I post more of my traditional or digital art that I've been doing. And then I just started a bullet journaling account separate from that account, and I post monthly theme spreads on there, my book journal spreads, and just random spreads I do throughout the month. So if you're interested, please give me a follow on those accounts. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. Okay, so the first item that I wanted to talk about was this art caddy that I got from Target. It's actually a bath caddy and it was $5, so if you're interested, go hit up your Target and find this. It was literally $5 in that like sale section when you first walk in. So basically I just put all my supplies in here. I like to draw in different areas. I'm never in the same place at once, so it's been really useful because it has a handle and I can just take it with me whether I'm in my room or I want to draw in the living room. So yeah, this is the first item that I wanted to mention. Okay, so the next item I want to talk about is very special to me, and it is this set of Prismacolor pencils right here. It was my birthday in March and I haven't seen my best friends in Cali for so long since I moved, and my best guy friends actually surprised me and bought this for me, and it was just nice getting this at the door. I never really invested in art supplies before this. I would always just get, you know, whatever was cheap, and I just learned that, you know, if you're gonna use it all the time, you might as well invest in the best quality thing, especially when it comes to art. It's better to invest in the good stuff for the long run because it improves the quality of your work. For me personally, that's what I think, the longevity of your work. So yeah, this is something that I've literally been using like every week just to practice, create works. And it comes with so many different colors right here. And let me go through some examples of what I did. So this was the 6 fan arts challenge that I did. Let me see if I'm like focusing this correct. And as you can see, I actually sprayed a finish on it, but the color give is so good on this. You have to be careful because it does smear if you apply a lot of pressure on it, because I put a lot of pressure when I draw. So yeah, I just love it so much, especially the skin tones. Like, I used all skin tones for Thor right here, our husband, Chris Hemsworth. And the color give is just so great on it. Here's another one that I did in black and white, and I framed it because I have this on my desk in my room. It's from like one of my favorite Korean dramas. Sorry for the reflection on it. So it just has a lot of range with what you can do with it because there's so many colors in it. So if you're looking for a good colored pencil set, I highly recommend Prismacolors. I've used a ton of other colored pencils and this I find is the best one for me. Okay, so the next item that I want to talk about are my favorite pens, and that is this one right here, which is the Faber-Castells. And as you can see, this set has a lot of different sizes. So the 0.3, 0.5, 0.7, I think it's backwards on here, but yeah, it has so many different sizes. And I just find that these don't smear a lot, so I'll go ahead and show you an example. This one isn't colored because I just want to focus on the pen. So I drew this Harry Potter spread, and as you can see, I tried using different sizes of the pens because this was when I first got them, and it just looks so nice and clean. It didn't smear at all while I was drawing, which is so important for me because my hands get sweaty really easily, so I need to have a pen that doesn't smear since I'm constantly applying pressure. So yeah, that is my favorite pen set, and I also use that for the Marvel characters that I showed you for the 6 Fan Arts Challenge. And yeah, if you're looking for a really good pen, I highly suggest the Faber-Castells. So the next item that I want to talk about is something I use when I sketch. As for the pencil, I don't really have a favorite. I just use the 0.7, but for the eraser, I really love this one, and it was gifted to me by my best friend Sam, who's also an artist. And this has just been like a game changer for me. It's an electric eraser. And as you can see, it's from the brand AFMAT. So you literally just press this button and you use it just like an eraser, and it's an electric eraser. And what makes this different from just using an eraser is I find that this really gets in there, and if you press that pencil hard on that paper, this really gets that pencil stain out of there so that only your pen will show or your colored pencil will show, and you don't want the pencil to shine through. So this has really been a game changer for me when it comes to the sketching process. Okay, so the next item that I want to talk about are my favorite watercolor item, and I personally like using watercolor pens because I have a different technique when it comes to watercolor. So this one is actually my favorite brand, and I believe it is Fudenosuke right here, because that's all it says. And I actually need to purchase these again because I moved it into a different container and then I lost that container. So I'm really sad about that. And I actually have a couple examples to show you for this one because I was just so obsessed with it when I got it. The color looks really great. So this one is 11. And this one is from the season 3 movie poster, I believe. So you can see the color comes out really great. And this paper was really good too. I'll mention it at the end when I keep scrolling. This one is Johnny Depp's character from Corpse Bride. Oh my gosh, I'm like blanking on his name. But I love Corpse Bride. Victor Van Dorf, I think, right? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And then, let's see who else is in here. Oh, this one is not that great of an example. But that one is Sasuke's older brother. I forget his name. Oh, this one's a good example. This is Norman. Like, I just love that how this came out so much. And then last one, Coraline. So the color comes out really great with those pens. Like I said again, I really need to purchase those pens again because the new watercolor pens I bought don't come out like this on the paper. So yeah, those are my favorite watercolor pens. Okay, so for my next item, I wanted to go over some skin tone markers that I like to use on top of my colored pencil drawings. And it is these right here, which is the Tombow set of markers. And these are very translucent. I'll pop one off. You can see the tip looks like this. And Tombow has actually a lot of great sets for these, but this is the skin tone set. So I'll go ahead and show you some examples of how I use it. So these are some characters you may know from Little Women. This one's Timothée Chalamet. This one is Florence Pugh. And as you can see, I'll go closer on Florence's face. The grays and just like the slight blush on her skin. This is where I use the skin tone markers. And it just gives like a very translucent, well, the markers are translucent, but they just add a little bit more shadow and blush to the look if you want. I'll go ahead and flip to some other examples that I've used it on. So here's another set of faces. And as you can see, I wish I could show you what better, but I slightly used the browns and the pinks to create more depth into this drawing, as well as this one, especially in the nose area right here and the lips. So that's just a little trick that I do for my drawings. I don't know if other people like to mix media colored pencil drawings like that, but I do. So yes, that is another tip if you like using colored pencils. Okay, so I actually should have mentioned this a little bit earlier, but one of my favorite papers to use, which I've already showed you, is this toned tan right here, and it is from Strathmore. And I just think if you want to try something different than normal white paper, toned tan really makes the colors pop. So for an example, I'll show you another 6 fan arts that I did, and I just love how it came out on this tan because I don't think it would have gotten the same effect on white paper. So there we go. So this one's Django, this one is Lisbeth Salander, The Mask, Fiona, Jake Sully, and Mulan. I'll go a little bit closer so you can see. And I just love how it pops, as you saw. I like to try different art supplies. I used to be so frugal with it, and now that I have money, I try not to go crazy with it, but I do like to experiment with different mediums, different types of paper. So I'll go ahead and show you another one. Let me see what else I have in here. I think I did one of Zendaya. Okay, so here's another one I did of Zendaya from her upcoming role in Dune. So I just like the sand color of it and how it makes the colors pop a bit more. So yeah, I think if you want to venture out of just white paper, I think toned tan is a great place to start. It's definitely, I think I like actually using colored pencil more on toned tan paper now versus like a white sketchbook. So yeah, highly recommend this if you want to venture out. Okay, so for my next item, this is just another tool that I use when I use colored pencils, which is my favorite traditional medium. So it is this fan brush right here. You can literally get it at any art store. And basically, if I have little particles of like whatever's left over from colored pencil, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, like when you're coloring really hard on paper and there's these little particles of the colored pencil on your paper and you just want to swipe it off is like your first instinct. I stopped doing that because it has smeared my works and ruined them. So I actually use this fan brush to wipe it away very softly. And that has saved a lot of my works, especially when you want like a clean background and you're doing a portrait of someone. This has just been something I've started to use and I wish I'd done it sooner. So yes, this is another tip tool if you use colored pencils a lot. Okay, so another item I've really been loving to use for either my bullet journals or my traditional art is washi tape. So I'm just gonna grab a random one. So this is what washi tape looks like. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. You can get it at the art store, you can order it online. That's what it looks like. And it's literally this sticky tape that it peels off very easily, but it's still adhesive. There's some that are stronger than others, and I use it in 2 ways. So I'll show you the first way, which is with traditional art. And let me pull up an example right here. Okay, so this one is a spread I did of some of my favorite Filipina actresses, so Liza, Ann Curtis, Catherine, Elise, and I used washi tape to stick onto the border of this before I started painting the outline or even started drawing, because I wanted those clean edges around the whole thing. And washi tape is great because it doesn't leave any, like, it doesn't peel off any of the paper. It comes off, you know, very easily, and it just helps it look so clean if you want a nice crisp border around your work, whether it's a sketchbook or a bigger piece or whatever it may be. Your borders look super clean when you use washi tape, and it's very easy to use. So that's one way that I use it. Another way is obviously with bullet journaling, and I just started using it because for most of my bullet journals I would just draw everything, but I did want to fill out some negative space on it, so washi tape is a great way to do that. And I'll use this month's theme as an example. So for August, I did Parasite the movie for my theme, and I used washi tape to just fill in that negative space, and I think it did such a good job. It makes everything pop more. I really wanted to accentuate the architectural vibe of the movie, and I think the washi tape did a great job of that. So another one. This was my monthly favorites. My habit tracker page. I also really like using Redbubble stickers. So yeah, if you just want to fill in some negative space, make your bullet journal spreads look funner, or with traditional art, like I said, to use washi tape for cleaner borders, that washi tape is a great way to do both of those things. Okay, next let's venture into some bullet journal items. So I'll talk about two at the same time because I feel like that might be a better way to explain it. So the first item is the Crayola Supertip. So this is just a blue from the, you know, a set. And then this is a Tombow fine tip marker. This usually comes in two, so this one is the soft tip. Let me see if the harder tip is in here. No, it is not. So yes, these are two of the items. Again, I always have everything linked in my description box, so I'll go ahead and show you some examples from my bullet journal, which I really like using those two because it doesn't bleed through for bullet journals, which is a huge thing for me because, again, like I already mentioned, I'm very heavy-handed, so the ink does not bleed through. Okay, let's go ahead and show you my April spread. So this is my spread for April, and as you can see, I'll go closer on Thumper here. I like to outline it in that Tombow marker and the Crayola Supertips. You know, as much as I have to say, I love to blend everything, and Crayola Supertips, not the greatest thing for blending, but that is how it came out, and I don't think it looks bad at all. Let me go ahead and show you another spread that I did. Okay, here we go. This is some books that I've read or want to read for this year. So I use the Crayola Supertips to color everything in. And it doesn't bleed through, so I'll go ahead and show you. It does not bleed through, which is the best thing for me when it comes to bullet journaling, because I personally don't like to use colored pencil when I'm bullet journaling because I think that's just too time consuming for my bullet journals personally, and also because sometimes colored pencil, it will transfer very quickly if you're like having tons of pages stacked on top of each other. So yeah, my favorite mediums to use for my bullet journals are these two right here. Okay, so we have come to my last favorite art item, and I cannot end this video without mentioning Procreate, so we'll leave a picture of it here or right here. And this is the drawing app that I use for all my digital artwork. I used to be very scared and apprehensive to try digital artwork because there's just so many techniques, but Procreate has made it so much easier for me to get to learn all these, especially because YouTube has so many tutorials. When I bought the app, it was only $10, and I believe it is still that price now. I will check for you when I edit this video. And it's just so, I feel like it's so easy to navigate through. It will literally automatically time-lapse your videos for you if you want to watch the process of how you've been drawing your finished work. And I actually have a physical example for you right here. And it is doing this challenge helped me to break out of that apprehensiveness I had towards trying digital art, and it was the draw yourself in 10 different art styles. I actually have a video of that, which I will leave linked down below or up here. So yes, this was in my art style: Scooby-Doo, Powerpuff Girls, Tim Burton, Adventure Time. I'll go closer for this one. Studio Ghibli, The Simpsons, Trolls, Naruto, and Pixar. And then a little bit of a closer look at those top ones for a minute. So I actually do have 2 videos on this if you're interested in watching those. I was literally so excited. Those are still like some of my favorite videos on my channel to date, because it really just made me less scared of drawing, and I feel like everyone could learn how to use that, even someone who's new to art. It wouldn't not be that scary if you're using Procreate, because there's not much that you can go wrong. You literally just need, you know, a pencil for your iPad, and then you can go ahead and start learning how to draw, whether it's a pencil, you have some paintbrushes on there if you want an oil pastel kind of look, if you want the super digital look, which is like how I did the Pixar one. I was just really playing around with all the different brushes on there. So yeah, that is my last favorite art supply. Okay guys, so we have come to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll go ahead and plug my 2 Instagram accounts again right here. And yeah, I'm actually thinking of starting a separate YouTube channel just for my art, because I know some people on here only want to see my art content, and then some people just want to see like my lifestyle content. So I think making 2 channels could be helpful, but I know it does take a lot of work. So for now, please follow my Instagram accounts, because I do post on those every single week. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Finally, I do want to mention that these acrylics, which I never really do, were done by my beautiful and talented sister, and I will leave her Instagram again right here and in the description box below. So yes, thank you guys so much again for watching. I'll see you guys again next time. Bye!